must discuss about the objectives. At the end of the lesson, student will be able to define digestive system, elaborate the parts of digestive system, explain the process of peristalsis, explain the function of stomach, enlist the secretions of stomach. Now we discuss the our digestive system one by one. But before discussing about the human digestive system, there is a major organs. But before discussing about the major organs, we must know about the digestion. Digestion means a breakdown of complex compound into a simpler ones. For that, body can use these simpler ones compound for their energy gaining processes. But our digestive system consists of different main phases. These phases are the ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and defecation. Now we discuss about the main major organs and accessory organs that are using in the digestive tract and digestive system. That is the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and accessory organs are liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. Now we discuss the human digestive system. As I described you earlier, the process of reducing food into a smaller molecule that can be absorbed into the body. And there are two major parts. First one, major organs, and the accessory organs. Accessory organs are those organs which help or aid the major organs. Now the major organs, first of all, the mouth. The first part of the digestive system, the entry point of the food. Now in the mouth contains teeth and salivary glands. The teeth cut, tear, crush, and grind the food, and salivary glands for the produce and secrete saliva into the oral cavity. And what is the chemical composition of saliva? Moisten the food, contain enzyme ptyalin and salivary amylase, begins digestion of starch into smaller polysaccharides. And what are the functions? Mechanical digestion, increasing the surface area for the faster chemical digestion. Now these two functions is for that part of the digestion. Means why we are cutting down the food into a smaller pieces, because for their mechanical digestion and for the surface area for the faster chemical digestion, that maximum enzyme can work on it and convert it into a simpler ones. Now the esophagus, the tube connecting the mouth to the stomach, it is called esophagus. The running through the thoracic cavity. Now what is location? Lies behind the windpipe trachea. Trachea has an epiglottis. Now what is that process? I want to discuss epiglottis. Our oral cavity and the respiratory tubes are placing on their side by side. So it is very important to close the trachea, to close the windpipe when the food is going to be moving down to the esophagus. So that is why the epiglottis is just like the cover of that tube. When the food enters the mouth, crushed down, and then when pushed back to the esophagus, then the windpipe, that epiglottis is going to be closed. Now, food travel down the esophagus through a series of involuntary rhythmic contractions called the peristalsis. First of all, just look here. These are the tube, and there is a bolus or a chyme. The food which is going to be grind in the mouth and then pushed back, it is known as a bolus. Now what happened here? There is a wave of contraction and relaxation in this tube. When the digestive tract, when the muscles contract, it push that bolus towards forward. When this contract, it moves forward, just like here. Then there is a wave of contraction and relaxation. Means here is a contraction, then it moves it there, and there is a contraction, it moves there, just like that. This is the peristalsis movement, the process in which the ultra contraction and relaxation of the muscle cause the movement of bolus to move along the tube. It is known as the peristalsis. And what is the function? The lining of the esophagus secrete the mucus to support the movement of the food, to aid it to move it. Now the esophageal sphincter. Bolus reaches the stomach, must pass through a muscular ring evolved called as the esophageal sphincter, or known as a cardiac sphincter. What is this? It prevents the stomach acid from back flowing into the esophagus. Now what is this? In our body, you just think sphincter is just like a tap. When when the bullets enter in that area, this tap is going to be closed. Why this is going to be closed? Because no acid or no molecule, anything can not be backflow and doesn't affect the mucus tract or membranes. Now the stomach. It is a J-shaped muscular sac, just like that. Just look here. Increasing the surface area of the stomach. Now, has inner folds. Now, function, stomach perform mechanical digestion. Then how? What is the process? By churning the bolus and mixing it with the gastric juices secreting by the line of the stomach. Then what is the gastric juices? What is the chemical composition of gastric juices? It contains HCl, salts, and enzymes, water, and mucus. HCl break down the food and the bacteria that come along with the food, and the bolus is now called chyme. The first thing you must be remember in your mind that the bolus that is present in the mouth is called bolus. Once the bolus enter in the stomach, now it is called chyme, because chyme is just like the soupy liquid. Now, what is the enzyme in the stomachs? The stomach environment is about the acidic HCl secretion to maintain the acidic environment, to balance it, kill many microbes that are found in the bolus, creating the pH of 2. Mucus prevents the stomach from digesting itself. Pepsin secretion, responsible for the initiating and breakdown of proteins, hydrolyze the protein into a smaller compounds. Now pH is 2, the enzyme from the salivary gland stop breaking down carbohydrates, and these are the secretions of the stomach. Now, what are the sphincters? Just here, this is the esophagus, this is the sphincter, and this is also the sphincter. This is the pyloric sphincter, this is the esophageal sphincter. The sphincter which is related to the esophagus known as the esophageal sphincter, and on the other end which contain the other end which is the part connected to the duodenum, the large small intestine part, it is known as the pyloric sphincter. Once the bolus enter in that part, this is going to be closed to stop the backflow. Now the main function of the peristalsis is the same, just like the esophageal sphincter. It passes through a muscular ring sphincter called the pyloric sphincter, and from this enter into the small intestine. Now the question is that stomach does not digest itself. Why? Because it contains a protective mechanism. Because when we say that there is acidic medium in the stomach, a great amount of gastric juices is going to be released here, then the question is that why these juices can't digest the walls of the stomach? Because it contains a protective mechanism. What is a protective mechanism? First, the stomach only secretes small amount of gastric juices. Second, the secretion of mucus coat the lining of the stomach, protect it from the gastric juices. Secretion of the mucus. Mucus is here to protect the walls of the stomach. The third mechanism is the digestive enzyme pepsin is secreted. Now the enzyme which is going to be released here is in the inactive form. Then when it is going to be used, then it is converted into the active form and then utilized it. That is why the stomach wall does not digest itself. Now the assignment. What do you know about digestion in human? Enlist the secretions of stomach. Describe the function and main parts of the stomach. Thank you so much.